What is a fairy tale?
It is a story.
I don't know what a fairy tale even is.
It's a book. A fairy tale is a made-up story. It's usually about a princess or something.
I was watching a kid the other day, and she was obsessed with this idea that I was the prince, and she was a princess trapped in a tower, and that I had to come save her. I kept asking her, like, well, how can you save yourself? Girl Tales is a podcast for young audiences of all backgrounds and races and shapes and sizes. It's meant to empower young audiences. If you think about classic fairy tales like Jack and the Beanstalk, Jack gets to climb up a beanstalk and defeat a giant. What stories can you think of that we've been brought up with that where a girl character is doing the same? And even more so where a girl of color is doing the same. I want to change that, so I'm making this podcast for her and for other little girls and boys, so they have somebody to look up to and identify with, even if it's a fictional character. It's kind of like a play for your ears. We're calling them podcast plays. We're going to have 10 plays within the next year, and each play is going to be written by either a woman or trans identifying playwright. I want to give opportunities to a different voice, a new voice. They're going to adapt the fairy tales they remember from their childhoods so that the damsels are no longer in distress, the princess is no longer in waiting, and girls are just kicking butt.
What do you want to be when you grow up?
I want to be a mommy and a pilot. Superman. I want to be a gymnast.
When I was growing up, I wanted to be Snow White and Cinderella, and I realized as I grew older that I don't really fit any of those qualities. Our characters will be complicated and flawed and heroic. We're going to be launching in fall 2017, and we will be airing them once a month. The podcast is totally free. All you have to do is subscribe. Our mission is to make theater more accessible and free. And I believe that doing that through a podcast is the best possible way. It's the best way to turn off the screen and just spend quality time with your kid. This is not your grandmother's radio theater. This is podcast theater. So it's new and it's exciting. You're going to get lost in a totally different world. Expect magic and fantasy and everything that fairy tales did for you as a kid, but just with a little bit of empowerment. We are looking to raise $5,000, and that's going to cover a number of things. If you can't make a donation, that's okay. You can support us in other ways. Any way you participate in helping to support Girl Tales, we so appreciate it. Our children are listening. We might as well give them something empowering to listen to.
Girls rule.
Girl power!
Girl power. Girl power.